When I was on the street on drugs and borderline naked, a Muslim man found me. This Muslim man picked me up off the floor, carried me to his wife. His wife bathed me, dressed me, fed me, loved me, and took me somewhere that I could be safe. My son goes to a predominantly Muslim nursery. All of the staff are Muslim. Those women would lay down their life to protect my son. They love him like their own. When he is not well or he's poorly, he is absent, they will ring me throughout the day to check in and just say, oh, how's Ollie today? Is he doing okay? Are you doing okay? When I lost my baby, those women held my hand, stroked my hair, and cried with me on the middle of that nursery floor when I couldn't hold it together anymore. When I couldn't feed my child, and I broke down to a taxi driver because I realised I didn't have the fare because I was late to his nursery, and realised I didn't have the fare. Not only did he take me in his taxi, the very next day, his wife and himself came at the pickup time, waited opposite the road, and presented me with bags of food and clothes and toys, and drove me all the way home with said clothes and food and toys for my son. No hesitation, no questions, no repayment, no talk of religion, just genuine kindness and compassion. I cannot fathom the way the world is right now. I cannot fathom the audacity to say that Muslims are not making our country safe, when it was a Muslim woman that found me after a horrific sexual, almost and she held my hand and stroked my hair and wiped my tears and walked me to the train station and sat with me and waited for my train and walked me home, not saying a word. She just held my hand the entire time until I was home safe behind my door. She kissed my forehead, and that was that. When I was in hospital, the kindest nurse I had was a Muslim nurse, and when I injured myself so severely that I required serious immediate hospital attention, she picked me up and ran me to the A&E herself. It's just the way the hospital was designed. It's not like it's miles, but it's besides the point. And she stayed beyond her shift for 16 hours to hold my hand because I didn't trust anyone else in that ward, and she stayed with me despite nearly falling asleep in her chair until I was tucked up safely back in my bed. And do you know how I fell asleep? I fell asleep with her stroking my hair and singing me lullabies, and I have never in my life felt so safe or so warm. Muslims are not making this country unsafe. Muslims are wonderful and kind and dignified and compassionate and generous, and they are the pillars of so many communities. In the town that I live in, it is the Muslim community that hand out coats to anyone who needs them, no questions asked. You walk in, you take a coat, you walk out, no question, no judgment. It is the same people that you can walk in and pick up a bag of food off the floor, no question, no judgment. They will not ask anything, they will not say anything, they will simply smile and offer you a warm meal. It is those same people that when I lived in the hostels, every Friday they would appear, fresh fruit, it's incredible quality, fresh fruit, fresh vegetables, bottled water, soap, toiletries, clothes, anything you could think of, they provided it for us. And not once did it come with a Quran or an invitation to mosque. It came with kindness, compassion, dignity, love and warmth that some of us had never experienced. When my son goes to nursery, those women treat him like their own flesh and blood. They love on him, they care for him, they protect him, and they would lay down their life for him. My Muslim neighbour in a previous property was the first person to stand between me and the blows raining down on me. He stood there and took everyone while his wife was calling the police and standing in between him and me. Those same men that claim to defend our country and want the best for our country, those sweet old men in their bomber jackets and their punk and their Union Jacks, and I know that's a bit of a generalisation, but if they can do it, so can I. Okay, it is those men that had me locked in a cubicle at my own place of work at a pub on 3 PM on a Wednesday afternoon because I was so mentally sick of having my bum pinched and my hips touched and my face stroked and strange compliments. And can you get that back at Chris down there? Can you just get that glass, just that specific one right there, so I'd have to bend over? Okay, it is those very same men that would leer at me and constantly remark that they knew where I lived because they walked me home previously. They walked me home under the pretense of safety and protection, and then 2 weeks later it was, oh, I'll just come home with you, shall I? Oh, let me in for a quick drink, let's have a nightcap, babe, I'll cuddle you to sleep. It was those same men that made me feel unsafe, okay? It is the same men that their girlfriend and wives every night that are a large chunk of people that are going out there and protesting to keep their children safe, okay? In my town, Muslims are the pillar of my community. They feed us, they love us, they care for us, they protect us, they show up for us. They are loud and proud and vocal about how much they love this town and how much they're proud to be here. They take pleasure in supporting the community, even those that go against everything their religion stands for. So yeah, I'm pretty fucking angry that we have the audacity, the absolute audacity, to tell one of the most beautiful, gentle religions that they are violent and a danger to our children. I'm pretty angry. And I think the thing that upsets me the most is that some of you clearly haven't read the Quran. Some of you clearly haven't, and I would strongly implore you to go and read it.
إن هذه أمتكم أمة واحدة وأنا ربكم فاعبدون وتقطعوا أمرهم بينهم كل إلينا راجعون فمن يعمل من الصالحات وهو مؤمن فلا كفران لسعيه وإنا له كاتبون وحرام على قرية أهلكناها أنهم لا يرجعون حتى إذا فتحت يأجوج ومأجوج وهم من كل حدب ينسلون واقترب الوعد الحق فإذا هي شاخصة أبصار الذين كفروا يا ويلنا قد كنا في غفلة من هذا بل كنا ظالمين إنكم وما تعبدون من دون الله حصب جهنم أنتم لها واردون لو كان هؤلاء آلهة ما وردوها وكل فيها خالدون لهم فيها زفير وهم فيها لا يسمعون إن الذين سبقت لهم منا الحسنى أولئك عنها مبعدون لا يسمعون حسيسها وهم فيما اشتهت أنفسهم خالدون لا يحزنهم الفزع الأكبر وتتلقاهم الملائكة هذا يومكم الذي كنتم توعدون يوم نطوي السماء كطي السجل للكتب كما بدأنا أول خلق نعيده وعدا علينا إنا كنا فاعلين ولقد كتبنا في الزبور من بعد الذكر أن الأرض يرثها عبادي الصالحون إن في هذا لبلاغا لقوم عابدين وما أرسلناك إلا رحمة للعالمين وما أرسلناك إلا رحمة للعالمين قل إنما يوحى إلي أنما إلهكم إله واحد فهل أنتم مسلمون فإن تولوا فقل آذنتكم لكم على سواء وإن أدري أقريب أم بعيد ما توعدون إنه يعلم الجهر من القول ويعلم ما تكتمون وإن أدري لعله فتنة لكم ومتاع إلى حين قال رب احكم بالحق وربنا الرحمن المستعان